What's up, guys, and welcome back. Oh, hang on a second. Oh dear, let me just move the chair a bit closer. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 204, and today we're returning with the season finale as our 9th season comes to a close today with the Europa League final, where Sheffield United take on Manchester United, going for their second trophy of the season in a repeat of the EFL Cup final, which of course we won back in, was it late February or early March? Can't remember now, but yeah, taking on Manchester United anyway, as we go in search of our second European honour with the Blades and second European honour with the Save. Haven't won a European honour other than this before, and of course this was our last game in charge of Sheffield United in our early stint back in season 4. So yeah, just for the game, I'm going to show you my sliders real quickly, and also I want to say as well, very sorry about the last episode. I know it wasn't like me. I know it's not the sort of thing I do. I kind of just take things as they come with career mode and with FIFA and games in general. And when I produce videos, I tend not to rant or anything like that. I was just very frustrated with what's been going on of late. So I do apologise for it. I know it wasn't great to hear me just moan for like 9-10 minutes straight. So I do apologise for that. But today I promise no moaning, no complaining. We're just going to play the game and have a lot of fun. Yeah. So yeah, today we have indeed got the Europa League final. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So let's just dive right into it. So in today's episode, guys, we have got a live Q&A for the game. Now, normally I do a live highlights game, but I thought, you know what? Back in season 4 for the Europa League final, we did a live Q&A. It was the only one we've done in the series so far. So I thought, why not do one again? And also as well, this is going to be our final episode with a game in a singular season before we hit season 10, which I just cannot get over. And as I set my lineup for the game, I'm going to play Wilson at centre back in this game, drop Lukumi to the bench and play Kapic because I like him a lot. We'll take Thankyou off the bench. I kind of want to put O'Connell on the bench because this is going to be his final game for the club because he's about to retire. So yeah, let's do that. Let's take Lukumi out and we'll put O'Connell on the bench instead, just so we can have him there. If we do win the trophy, he can be part of the celebrations. And I would like to play him at some point for his final game in professional football. And I don't think we'll make any more signings. Alterations. Everyone is fit, but I would like to put Eze at least on the bench because he has been fantastic towards the end of the season. McBurney, Morelos, I'd like to get him involved as well, but no, I think we'll go with that lineup. And yeah, I'm okay with what is right now a very strong Sheffield United team. So yeah, today's episode is going to be the final. Where are we playing? Oh, Dortmund Stadium, nice. Today's episode is going to be the final episode of season 9. Of course, we had the special in-depth look at the save coming out tomorrow. But I just can't get over this, man. You know, this is extraordinary. 9 seasons of career mode are in the books. Now, just think about that. When was the last time I even did like 5 or 6 seasons, let alone 9? We're about to hit a decade of seasons in this save, and I honestly just can't get over it, man. And to start today's episode off as well, I do want to say, first and foremost, thank you for all the support throughout 9 seasons. It really has been absolutely incredible. And as we go into our 10th one, I mean, this wouldn't be possible without your support. So thank you to everyone that's been watching this series from the first season to the 9th. It's been fantastic, and I'd love to close out the decade of seasons with a Europa League trophy in the cabinet as well. That should be great. But a lot of you guys have been asking me as well, you know, what's going to be going on with your channel once this series comes to an end. Will you be starting a new career mode? Obviously, as many of you know now, I've just started a Football Manager save. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that. It is always one of my favourite games to play, Football Manager, and I appreciate those that are enjoying the journey so far with Norwich City. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do go and watch it. I know some of you guys only like FIFA, but believe me, Football Manager's depth is extraordinary, and I've had so much fun playing and producing videos on it for so many years now, and it's definitely worth a watch. Maybe you've never given Football Manager a try before. Listen, now we're in quarantine, now's the time to try it out. It's such a fun game, it's fun to play, and it's fun to watch as well. So if you've never tried a game before, never watched a game before, I'll leave a link to the first episode of my Norwich Football Manager series on YouTube, and I definitely encourage you guys to check it out. It's a lot of fun. But as for a new FIFA career mode, I have discussed this on Twitter a couple of times before. Once this series ends, I will begin a new one, and I am thinking about possibly beginning a new one before this series is even over as well. Now, I'm not sure whether I'd have the time to maintain 3 series being uploaded regularly. But I am thinking about doing that, possibly in the next couple of weeks or so, starting an RTG career mode with a lower league English side, or perhaps a foreign team in a second tier of their country. I'm not too sure. Something like that though. Put it this way, there'll probably be a new career mode starting sometime in April. And whether this series is still going at the time or not, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, the next 2 to 3 weeks, I am planning on starting a new career mode. I'll keep you guys posted on that. If you follow me on Twitter at DocLanders, I'll let you guys know what's going on in regards to that series. And yeah, but this series isn't going to stop anytime soon. No way. I'm not stopping with this Sheffield United team until we at least win, at the very least, win the Premier League. So yeah, after that painfully long introduction, which I'm sure you guys are used to by now, we are going to start with the live Q&A, and I want to say thank you to everyone that has been asking me questions. Once again, I get my questions from Twitter. It is at DocLanders, and yeah, there's some very interesting questions in here, I must say. There's an awful lot of them, and I also want to say too, as I always point out when I do a live Q&A, if I don't answer your question, please don't take it personally. It is just because there's tons of questions to get through, and as you know, as you're hearing right now, I ramble on for absolutely ages, and therefore never seem to get around to answering them all. But I do my best regardless, and thank you to everyone who has sent the questions. Once again, if you follow me on Twitter, at DocLanders, that's where the questions come from. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So first question is going to come from Keith, and Keith says to me, "Gonna follow the trend and shave your head?" Now, I don't think so. So when I was younger, when I was about 17, 18, now I actually did get my head shaved, not to bald, but to basically like a one, if you will, a one all over. It's a bit of a funny story. So I was shaving before work. And I can't remember what happened, but for some reason I slipped with my razor and took like a bit of a chunk out of the side of my head of hair, and I realised that I just couldn't be walking around with that for the indefinite future. So I ended up just going to the barbers one day and asking for a one all over, and they were like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, might as well try it." And oh, what a ball! Oh, great clearance at the far post. And put it this way, it's not a good look on me. It suits some guys really well. Some guys look as cool as like Vin Diesel. I look like one of the cone heads. I'll leave a link, a picture I should say, on the screen right now of how I look, because I've got a very uniquely shaped head. As someone I've been talking to and romantically interested right now once said to me, "You look a bit like the Minecraft man." So yeah, I've got a very square head, but also it's kind of like triangular shaped at the top. So believe me, a square head is a shaved head is not on the cards, Keith. I can't pull it off, unfortunately. So yeah, but I'll tell you what, I am definitely missing the barbers. My barber's shut like a few days before. Sorry, I had a haircut due, and then a few days after the quarantine was beginning. They obviously shut the barbers because it's non-essential, and that means that my hair right now is it's not looking good. So I really wish I could get it cut, but I'm not going to shave it. Next question comes from Cameron, and he says, "Most underrated player you've ever watched?" Ooh, very good question. I'll tell you one player that I always thought didn't get. Yeah, I wouldn't say he didn't hit the heights of footballing pedigrees he could have done, because he has won the Premier League. But I always thought that Kasper Schmeichel. Oh, great save! I always thought that Kasper Schmeichel could be and should be playing European football on a consistent basis. I think he's such a great shot stopper, man. And honestly, I've always sung his praises. I remember watching him way back in the day when he played for Leeds United, and he was at the Den. And I went with my dad and my uncles. I used to go to the Den with those two and a family friend as well. And we got in early and was watching him during the warm-ups. And I just thought as a goalkeeper, like, he just was a very good shot stopper even from such an early age. And he's developed really, really well. And again, he's won the Premier League. He's played in the Champions League with Leicester. But I've always believed he should be playing European football on a regular. I think he's such a great underrated goalkeeper. And yeah, big fan of Schmeichel. And I'd say for players I've watched live, I'll probably say Kasper. I think he's a great goalkeeper. And the Leaf Way says, "Who's your favourite player to use in FM or FIFA?" Oh, easy question right now. Favourite player to use in FIFA? None other than Ivan Toney. As I said before, I've never had any confidence. I've never had. I've never had any confidence. I've never had more confidence using a player when going through one-on-one or needing a goal in the later stage of the game than Ivan Toney. He just always seems to come up big, and I've never had a better goal scorer than Toney either. It's extraordinary how good he is. And as for FM, Yeah, I'd have to say last year's legend with Cardiff City, Jason. Just it's so fun to watch play. I mean, you just wind the guy out, you send him out there, and he gets you a goal or an assist. Jason was so fun last year. So yeah, I'll say those two legends there. My most recent two legends, Tony and Jason as well. Ed 10 Ed says, what do you think the solution is? I want to say right now, I've had so many questions about this, and I'm going to try and include as many screenshots of people that have asked me a similar question to this, because I've had so many questions that are very, very, I never could say it in the near post, very, very similar to this one. But Ed 10 Ed says, what do you think the solution is to the Premier League and wider football situation? Do they void or do they play on? Of course, asking about the quarantine, the lockdown, and the suspension of these footballing leagues due to the coronavirus. So many questions about this. Thank you to everyone that's asked me. Do you know, I'm going to say this right now, I don't know what the answer is, but whatever happens, it won't be fair, and that's just the painful truth. There is no resolution we can have which is going to be fair. That's a terrible corner to all clubs. That something will be decided upon very soon, I'm sure of it, because we can't dilly-dally around the subject forever. But whatever happens, it's not going to be fair, and that's just the one thing we have to expect from this. But what I will say is this. I don't think it's right that leagues are getting voided. I don't think it's right at all. I don't think the league should be nullified. And obviously we've seen recently that the non-leagues in English football have been declared as over, the season nullified and void. And I just cannot get behind that at all. I think it's just, well, for starters, I know I just said a moment ago there, whatever happens is going to be unfair, but that is not the right outcome. You can't nullify a season which is 2/3 completed. It makes literally no sense. And, I was reading a story about the Jersey Bulls, who are a football team, and believe it or not, they're from Jersey. And, they have won 27 out of 27 games, right? They have been 100% with their season. And obviously they're certs to go up, certs to win the title. They've had an extraordinary goal difference record as well, which really jumped out at me when I was looking at the league table. And their season has been declared as over and, sort of nullified and void. How is that fair? Like, they're on for an unprecedented historic season, and now it's apparently going to be considered meaningless, and it never happened. That is not fair. And it's not the right thing to do at all. It's not fair for them. It's not fair for tons of clubs that are in similar positions. It's not fair for teams that have just kept themselves above the relegation zone, for example. As Alan's shot goes just over the bar. What a shocking first half this has been. Penalties are a dead cert at the moment. It's not fair at all. And I think personally, I don't know the implications of this financially, but my personal opinion on what we should see happen is, we should suspend the season indefinitely, as what is going to happen. Suspend the season indefinitely. But also, I would probably say, postpone the entirety of next season. When we come back after lockdown, because this lockdown's going to last for a long time, man. Like, this lockdown's going to last until the summer, no doubt about it. So obviously the Euros have been cancelled, the Olympics have been cancelled, and rightfully so. I would say suspend the season until such a time as we feel safe that games can be played again. And then I would say, when we come back in probably, I don't know, the summer, perhaps even just before autumn time, I would say finish the season as is right now, finish the current season, play all the games after that, then have an extended break around, February, March time, whenever the season officially gets completed and all the games have been played, domestically and European games as well. Oh my God, that's their first shot of the game. And play those games, all the games that are still scheduled, play those in the winter, and then have an extensive break for all the players. Play the Euros, for example, around spring, early summertime next year, and then come back with what would be next season next year. I think really that's the only way of doing it. But again, the problem with that is the financial implications to it. I don't really know enough about it. I'm not entirely sure how that would work for sponsorship deals and player contracts. I mean, everything really financially. I'm not entirely sure how that would work. But I think it's really the fairest way to do it. And I think that's the resolution that people need to think about most here. Not what's best financially, not what's best for the clubs as businesses, but what's best for A, the fans, and B, for the season we've already seen occur. You can't, I can't believe what's just happened there. I can't believe you've done this. You can't nullify a whole season which has been 2/3 of the way played. That's not fair on anyone. think about the clubs that have had amazing seasons this year. Think about Sheffield United, for example. How is that fair in their first year back? This season counts for literally nothing. When they're on the verge of European football, it's not fair. And again, I think the most important thing is that we finish the season at some point, and if it means postponing the entirety of next season and pushing it back a year, then so be it. Because the resolution we should be searching for is whatever is the fairest, not what is best for financial reasons, if that makes any sense at all. And thank you to everyone who asked a similar question like this. I do appreciate it. Lots of you have been asking about the coronavirus, so yeah. Next question comes from, let's go to Cody's gaming handle, who says, favourite kind of exercise? I love working my chest, man, definitely. That is probably my favourite day at the gym. I do quite a lot of strength training. Well, it's just I used to do a lot of strength training. God, I miss the gym. And yeah, I love working my chest. I normally do a chest and shoulders day, and there is nothing greater than knowing the next day your chest is going to be so goddamn sore because you've given it a good pounding. And go on, Tony. Oh my goodness gracious me, we've had the chances, just haven't taken them tonight. But yeah, I love working the chest, and like I said, I'm really missing the gym right now. I'm doing a little bit of home exercise. I've got some resistance bands and ab wheel and whatnot, but it's not the same as the gym. Next question comes from Dan B, who says, most memorable experience at a live football match? That would probably be most memorable experience. Probably the comeback win against Bury at Gig Lane with Millwall. I went to watch us play Bury away at Gig Lane, and we were 2-0 down. We ended up winning it 3-2, and in the final seconds we were pushing and pressing and looking for a late winner. And Aidan O'Brien scored it, connected with, was it a Marlon Romeo cross? I think it was Romeo that whipped it in. I'm not sure now, but anyway, O'Brien tapped it in from close range, and we just went absolutely mental. Like O'Brien jumped over the hoardings and into the gangway, if you will, and the fans were going crazy. And he was mugged. It was an amazing experience, and yeah, that's probably my favourite football game I've ever been to as well. I'll try and find a link actually to the goal that O'Brien scored. It was a great moment, and yeah, my favourite moment I think at a live football match. Fantastic memory there. As I cannot believe we are still down by a goal here, and I'm getting really frustrated right now. The next question comes from Sam. He says, are you missing the NBA? 100%. I'll never take a Charlotte Hornets Orlando Magic live matchup for granted ever again. I'd tell you right now, I'd watch 8 quarters of that game, let alone 8 quarters. I'd watch that game for like 4 hours straight. God, I miss it. I mean, seriously, I said before, I don't really get that much free time. I'm always really busy with stuff going on. Obviously, on my upload schedule for starters, and obviously right now I'm studying Portuguese. That takes a lot of time as well, studying that. You know, obviously I go to the gym quite often as well. I've got other things to do too. You know, I've got a lot of responsibilities. But watching the NBA is one of my very few passions, and few things that I'll sort of make time for, if you will. I can't tell you how much I'm missing that right now, man. Seriously, I remember when the season got suspended and postponed, and it just sucked because I knew for a long time I wouldn't have any more live basketball, and I thought, oh, I'll get used to it. But I'm telling you, man, I miss it so much. I just want to see live basketball back on the telly. And of course, we were so close to the playoffs as well, as Allen finally gives us an equalising goal. Jeez, I can't believe Manchester United took one shot in the entire game. But finally we've got level, and it's Tyler Allen. Doesn't do much for us in this team, but a lovely step inside and a great finish there. So yeah, I'm missing the NBA a lot, to answer your question, Sam. And I'd do anything for a Chicago Bulls Indiana Pacers matchup right now. With just their bench players playing, I'd take that right now. Next question comes from, I just answered one from you, Dan, so I'll have to skip that question. Next question comes from Barkey, and he says, which former wonder kid were you sure would be set for stardom, but just didn't develop the way you thought would? Ooh, quite a few names I can think of right now, but I think the first one that came to mind when I read that question was probably Macheda! Payet! No, Federico Macheda, definitely. I think that's probably the first name that came to mind when I read that question there. I remember Macheda during that season. Was it 07, 08 or 08, 09? It was around that time. And for those that were too young to remember this season, Manchester United were going for the title, and towards the closing stage of the season, they were beginning to look as though they might possibly let it slip. And Macheda scored I think it was a last-minute winner against Aston Villa in a 3-2 victory, I think it was. And I think he also scored a crucial goal against, I want to say Sunderland. It was when Manchester United were playing in blue. That's what I remember. And yeah, he scored 2 really, really late winning goals or important goals or whatever. And I thought, with Ferguson's brilliance, I thought with Manchester United as a cultural club, all the great players they've had through the academies over the years, I thought Macheda was set for stardom, really. Coming up big in moments like that, it just seems so poetic. Young talent, really good story. And helping Manchester United in crucial moments at such a young age. I thought he was going to be a star. Obviously, how wrong I was, it just never really worked out for him for one reason or the other. And it's a shame as well, because it would have been an amazing story, really. But yeah, I think there's lots of names that come to mind there. Bojan as well, from Barcelona, of course, via Stoke City. But no, yeah, I think Macheda, first name that comes to mind. So yeah, I have to go with Kiko Macheda for the wonder kid that I thought was going to be a star, but never really developed. Next question comes from, let's make some changes, 14 minutes to go. Mitch, who says, 3 favourite players in career mode you've had pre-FIFA 16. I'll tell you what, quite an easy one. Niang, FIFA 15. Carrasco, FIFA 14. Marcano, FIFA 13. Very easy question there. Let's take off Roche. Let's drop Turnbull deeper as well. Now he's getting a bit tired, so he can play further forward. And should I make another change as well? We're just set for extra time right now. I'll tell you what we'll do. We will take off... I was going to take off Capiche for Leto, which I might do, yeah, a bit more experience in the left-back role there. And I'll tell you what, we could bring on Jack O'Connell and have Wilson at left-back. Not against doing that. I prefer Wilson as centre-back, but yeah, let's do that. I want to see O'Connell on the pitch for the final time in the career, because he's been with us since Season 1, Jack O'Connell. He's been here all the years. And it's his final game for the club. Let's bring him on. Let's bring the solid 34-year-old on for his final game in professional football. Ben says, what is your favourite YouTube series and or best player? Got to be Ryan Tyler for me. Oh, what a player, what a series. I can't really answer that one because there's just been too many legends. Put it this way, this is the sort of question where you could ask me today and I could say, I could agree with you. I could say Ryan Tyler in the Watford and Milan save. But then you could ask me tomorrow and I'd say, it can't be anyone other than Carrasco. And then you ask me the next day and I'd say, it's got to be, Marcano or it's got to be Tony. So I can't ask that question because I'll give you a different answer every single day. There's just been too many amazing series and too many amazing legends as Bogle goes down the right, crosses, and it's cleared by Angelino. Looks like we're set for extra time at the moment. As Simply Torero says, what was the better game, Liverpool 3, Man City 2, or Man City 2, Liverpool 1? Both cracking games, because I can remember them both very well. But I do remember the Liverpool 3-2 winning game. Well, presuming this is the same one you're thinking of. Maybe they're not that memorable if I can't remember. But I think that was the game when Kompany made that mistake late on, which led to Liverpool's goal. I think that's the one. But that's the one that I remember quite well, because I think it was Coutinho who scored like a really nice goal in that one. I think honestly I can't remember now, but I'm just going to say that one just in case I'm right there. And next question comes from Gio, who says, how's the Portuguese going? Abrahosto Brazil. Muito difícil. Yeah, it's very difficult. To be honest, I've just finished my course, my beginner 1 course, and it's been hello. Oh, he just put his mouth on the floor but couldn't get away from Joe Gomez. It's very difficult. I've just finished my beginner 1 course. So basically we have a 10-week course, and it goes beginner 1, beginner 2, beginner 3, and then I think it's intermediate 1, intermediate 2, and then up from that. Then the courses last for 10 weeks, 1 lesson a week, 2 hours. And I just finished my first 10 weeks, and I must say, I'm pretty happy with how much I did learn. To be honest, I can hold a basic conversation in Portuguese now. Hola, como se chama? I do okay, but it is very, very difficult. And it's one of those things where when I started, as Nicholas is out wide, there's a chance for a late game winner here. There's a really good chance for a late game winner. Oh, Harris, final kick of the game. Ardira has been amazing in the goal for Manchester United today as well. Oh, I thought it was going to be the moment to win it. What a moment it would have been. But yeah, sorry. No, I can hold a basic conversation with the very, very basics. What's your name, where you're from, all that sort of stuff. But it is very difficult. It's the sort of thing where when I started, I remember I can't look at these stats, man. Come on, EA, sort it out now. When I started, I thought to myself, it's tough. But I think what's going to happen is that eventually I'll begin to get to grips with it. You know, it's the sort of thing where, you know, you struggle in the early stage, but eventually you start being able to put 2 and 2 together as time goes on. Should we take off Elliot for Gorbel? He's one of our top scorers in Europe, to be fair. Do we take off Tony? Not against doing it, actually. Or I'll tell you what we could do. We could play 3 up top. Let's go. There's no need to change formation because playing well right now. In fact, what we will do is take off Harris for Gorbels. I was going to say we could play 3 up top and drop his AD deeper and really go for this because Manchester United aren't really causing us any problems at all. So let's do that. Let's drop Tony a little bit deeper as a shadow striker. 3 up top here. And, yeah. And, come on, EA. Let me do custom formations again. And, let's do that, because at the moment, Manchester United aren't really pressuring us at all. We'll have a 4th sub to use in extra time as well, and we'll leave that for now. But it's the sort of thing where I thought that, you know, over time, I'll begin to pick little things up here and there. I'll put 2 and 2 together. But it's actually gotten tougher as the weeks have gone by, and that's the frustrating thing about it. Like, you know, we've been learning how to conjugate certain verbs, and, you know, obviously when we use trabalo, trabalas, for example, depending on, you know, what person, first, second, third, and whatnot. And it's the sort of thing which gets, you know, it seems easy in theory, but remembering all of that is not easy, and it is very, very tough, you know. So I think, yeah, it's gotten tougher over time. I am struggling quite a bit now, I must admit. I'll be honest here, in the last couple of lessons I learned literally nothing. I remember the last lesson I learned a lot was probably when we were learning things like where objects or things are, for example, so like ao lado já, enfrente, you know, the bike so dentro, stuff like that. Those sort of things I'm really good at, you know, things like numbers, things like that. Oh, what a boy's offside. Those are the sort of things I'm good at, but when it comes down to conjugating verbs and so on, that's when I struggle. So yeah, it's tough. What the hell just happened there? I was trying to pass it to Wilson. It's tough, but I do enjoy it. And we've got a 4-week break now. And we're coming back with online lessons in, oh my god, what happened to my passing? In late April, that's when we resume. Unfortunately, they're all going to be online because of the quarantine. And it's kind of frustrating because my last 2 lessons of the course were online. And I learned, oh, what block? I learned very little from them. I learn a lot more in the classroom. It's fun, but it's tough. Next question comes from Alex, and he says, given that we've only seen your face a few times, have you had people recognise on the street before? Loving the content right now, keep it up. Thanks, man. I mean, you've seen my face a lot more than just a few times. I did a whole face cam series, or quite a few of them actually, a couple of years ago. Yeah, I've been recognised a couple of times, though, to answer your question. I've been recognised twice at Millwall away days. I remember once I was recognised by a guy who said that his son watches me. Although he wasn't here at the time, he wasn't there at the time, I should say. And that was really nice to hear that. He said I'm one of his favourite YouTubers, and that was very kind. It's always nicer when you get recognised by your own supporters from a football team. But no, seriously, it's that was really nice to hear. And I've been recognised. Apparently, I got recognised once in Audi. That was a shocking strike by Turnbull. But the guy was too sort of nervous to come and say hi. And I always say this, like, if someone ever does recognise me, it is of course a rarity. In like 9 years, I've been recognised like 2 or 3 times. But if someone ever does recognise me, I always say this, man, just come say hi. Like, I'm just a normal person like everyone else. I'm not a bloody celebrity or anything like that, you know. Oh, Wilson. Oh, why else was shooting from that tight angle there? Should have cut it back. Way over the bar and off target. The amount of chances I've missed. Why was I shooting there with Nicholas Wilson? The fact it almost crept in is a mystery. But yeah, I always say this, man, if someone does recognise me, come and say hi. I'm just a normal guy, you know. But anyway, and Stick Ticket says, will you ever make a PES series? Honestly, nowadays, more and more, I'm starting to think probably yes at some point, to be honest. You know, I run a Football Manager save and a FIFA Career Mode save at the same time, and people don't seem to have an issue with it, so I don't see why I couldn't play PES either, you know. There always seems to be this very weird kind of like rivalry between like FIFA and PES fans and stuff like that, and I just don't ever really get it. Like, it's the same with like, when I was growing up, I don't know what it's like nowadays in school, but when I was growing up, in school there was always this big debate about which was the better console, the Xbox or the PlayStation. And, you know, I was a lot more of a gamer back then than I am now, but either way, I always used to think, why does it matter? Like, honestly, like, why does it matter? Like, because obviously now, there's been like, I think the new Xboxes and PlayStation 5s have been like sort of announced their features and whatnot. I got to be honest, I said before, I'm not really much of a gamer, so I don't really pay attention to this sort of stuff. But I just remember thinking, like, it's not... I don't think it really matters. And it's the same with, like, things like FIFA and PES. Like, it doesn't really matter what is considered best statistically speaking, or who has more players or whatnot. Whatever you enjoy most, that's all that really matters. You know, it's the same with FIFA and PES. Like I said there, you know, FIFA is a good game, but you know, there's no reason why I couldn't play PES as well. You know, it's the same with the other way around. PES is a good game. There's no reason you can't play FIFA as well. It just depends on what you fancy. So yeah, PES, you know, there's always a chance, and you never say never. Basically, apparently they've become a legend. Game mode is really, really good. I must say, I've never checked it out. But, oh, what a touch! Oh! Honestly, it's just, Manchester United are going to win this on penalties. I can already tell. Or they'll score a last-minute goal. This game is just set up for that. Unreal. Every single chance apart from Tyler Allen one. Oh, how's that not a foul? How is that not a foul? Great tackle by Tadibo. How is that not a foul there? Clearly a foul. But, yeah. Oh, Harris. Ah, I just can't get away. Sorry, just a second. I'll come back to the questions in a moment. I'm just concentrating a bit hard here. Guabels, great ball. Wilson, look at the space. Down the left. Llorente covering. Wilson drags it back. James, Turnbull. Oh, it's penalties. It's penalties. But, yeah, I will get to the questions in a moment. We're looking for a late winner. Guabels. Oh, wanted to play at the Turnbull, and that's going to do it. That will be penalties. Oh, what a first touch by Guabels, man. Off the woodwork. I'm not going to win this on penalties. My penalty taking skills are so fucking terrible. There is absolutely zero chance we've got a win in this unless we can find a late winner in the final few seconds. What the hell was that, Nicholas? Okay, we're not going to find a winner in the late few seconds, are we? What was that? What kind of pass was that? Right, penalties it is then, unless... No, surely not. No, not the crosses. Not the crosses. Anything but the crosses. Penalties. Fuck, man. Not going to win this one. Mohammed says, "Say Docs, would you do a new series whenever you start? It'd be a return of the late night CNC for the lads. Perhaps somewhere in Germany." Really loved Wilson Johnson. I have been thinking, if I do get the time, my next series could be like a late night one, like a 10 to midnight time in the UK. Just for my international fans in America and wherever. So it's definitely something I'm considering, yeah. I don't know what it will be yet. I will keep you posted, but yeah, I am thinking about doing a late night series. That would be quite fun. And Cine says, first thing you'll do post-quarantine. Oh, go to the gym, I miss it so much. Ben says, Ivan, Tony or Jason. Oh, you can't do that to me, man. That's like Sophie's choice. I can't answer that one. And Evan says, what's the best goal you've ever seen at a live match? Gary Alexander against Scunthorpe in the League One playoff final at Wembley. I'll leave a link to it in the description today. So, penalty shootout then. Here we go. And I am so goddamn nervous, and I think we've got very little chance of winning it here. I'll tell you what, our penalty takes aren't even the best, are they, really? Why is Eze not higher? He should be higher. Right. Oh, jeez, I am not feeling one bit confident looking at this lineup here. We're going to lose this, man. No way we win this. What the hell? What? Just give them the trophy. What? Just, oh, it's over. Just give them the trophy. Well, it's 1-1, but what? Are you joking? What a penalty! Oh! Okay, everyone just calm down. Right, just calm down now. Yeah. Let's go where they're going right now. In fact, that's what they're expecting. No, don't change your mind. Don't change your mind. It's the worst thing to do when you're taking penalties. Change your mind. Oh, there's a winning. Oh, shit. Left. Oh, you cheeky fucker. They've gone down that same side every time. Oh, I'm going to miss this with Tony. There is no way I score this with Tony. The pressure's going to get to me here. No. Oh, of course I wasn't going to fuck him. This is Ivan Tony, for goodness sake. They've gone right every time. This is the time to change it. No, it's not. Chopper. Oh, God. Oh. No, I can't. I can't. No. Oh, for fuck's sake! That never works. Ever. They've gone to the same corner every time. We can still win it for Eze. Oh. Oh shit. Oh shit. No! Yes! What is going on? They've gone to the same corner every time. Do I chip it? No. Oh shit! Shit! Yes! Oh my god! Ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed one of the most bizarre penalty shootouts of all time. So bizarre that the camera's battery died when they were showing the second replay. Wow. Sheffield United are Europa League winners as Nicholas Wilson wins the shootout for the Blades. What a signing he's been since January, but what a bizarre game. Manchester United took 2 shots in the game. They scored their first. The second one was blocked. We missed a ton of chances. And then in the shootout, they went to the same corner every time. In 7 attempts, I think it was. Man, oh man. Oh, and I tell you as well, has anyone scored a chip penalty down the middle in this year's FIFA? I haven't scored a single one. Every single time the goalkeeper stood down. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. But there it is. The Blades are Europa League winners as David Turnbull will lift it aloft. And we have completed an EFL Cup and Europa League double in our first season back. Champions League football is guaranteed anyway after finishing in 4th place on the final day, but for sure we'll have it next season at Bramwell Lane. And of course we won't be leaving like we did back in season 4 after we won the Europa League. We will be staying on and playing Champions League football for the first time with the Blades in season 10. Can't fucking wait, man. But my god, what a bizarre game that was. Absolutely bizarre. And the shootout to cap it off with them going the same way every time. The first penalty was banged out into the top corner by the goalkeeper. Jesus, man, this game at times. Either way, Europa League winners. Oh, buzzing. First trophy we ever won in the save. We've won it again. And what a way to end the first decade of seasons in the save. With a Europa League and our first English domestic honour in the cabinet in our first season back. And Nicholas Wilson, you know, I've talked about this guy so many times before. How good is he? Honestly, how good is he as a defender, man? Left back, centre back or right back, primarily centre back in this team. But whenever he plays, he puts in a good shift. So even with that shocking penalty range, I'm not surprised he still managed to score it. This guy's just so goddamn composed. So yeah, oh, imagine a centre-back pairing of Nicholas Wilson and Sergio Mia Martinez. Interesting. So there we go then, the Blades are Europa League winners. What a bizarre final. And you know, of course, in the last episode I ranted on about it. I promise I'm going to start ranting again, but 2 shots, really, in the entire game. 2 shots for Manchester United on natural sliders on ultimate difficulty. This is the point here. The big teams are just so passive on ultimate, and it's so goddamn frustrating at times. But either way, not going to complain, not going to complain. I did nothing in the last episode. As Sheffield United are Europa League winners. So I don't really know who man of the match was, because it wasn't even the best of games. Reece James will end up with the highest rating with the assist he got for Tyler Allen's goal. So I guess we'll give it to him. And to be fair, look at those stats there. He had a quietly extraordinary game, didn't he? So yeah, James could be man of the match. But, wow, that was such a bizarre game. So let me answer a few questions for you in today's episode off. And I'll tell you what I'll do, because I didn't get around to too many today. In the special in-depth look at the save coming out tomorrow afternoon, I'll answer a few more there. So I've lost where I was on my phone. Hold on. I think we got to there. So next one comes from Juan, and he says, I know you used to watch Suits. Did you ever finish the series? If so, what were your thoughts? Juan, I did not finish the series. I got to the end of season 2. I watched a bit of season 3, and I gave up about 4 or 5 episodes in. The first 2 seasons, though, were iconic. Absolutely amazing seasons. And apparently the later seasons aren't that bad, but I just could not get to grips with it after season 2. It just became a little bit... I mean, I wouldn't say it's, sort of corny. I never like to say that. I never like to use words like corny or cringeworthy or anything like that, because, as I always say, people can enjoy anything. Our team are true fighters, and I never like to say that, but to me, I just couldn't get into it like I could in the first 2 seasons. But the first 2 seasons were amazing, and every now and then I watch an old episode back. So many great moments, like when Trevor gets sort of kidnapped by the drug dealers, and Harvey comes to bail him out. That's such a great moment, and so many amazing moments. I'm here forever if I keep doing that. But yeah, the first 2 seasons are great, and I wish the later seasons could draw me in like the first 2 could. Alfie says, would you like Leeds back in the top flight? For selfish reasons, no, because I love a good Millwall versus Leeds clash. But yeah, and although then again, I've said before, based on how the season's gone really this season, I think it would be a real shame if the season got nullified. I think it would be really unfair on Leeds and a lot of other teams as well. And AFC Till I Die says, what keeps you motivated to upload daily? I would probably say the fact that I know a lot of people are counting on me to post something, at least something per day, and I want to be there for people. I want to be a consistent source of positivity in people's lives on the daily. So that's what motivates me more than anything, really. Just knowing that some people can be having some shit days, and the nicest comments and the nicest messages for me are always when people say stuff like right now I'm struggling for whatever reason, or I'm stressed for whatever reason, but your videos are something to look forward to. Your videos are something to watch and distract me from the bad stuff and whatnot, because I was the same when I was growing up, and I was like 16, 17. I said this before, I used to watch people like the Rad Brad Tegovic, Dunkus, Chris Smooth, these guys, and my life wasn't great back then either, but they used to distract me from what was going on and make me feel better, even just for 10, 15 minutes a day, so the fact that I can now do that myself is just an amazing feeling. So that's what keeps me motivated, knowing that some people out there just need a distraction, and I'm doing my best to provide it. So yeah, and I'll answer a couple more just before we end today's episode off, and I'll answer a few more in a special in-depth look at the save. We'll go straight into that episode with some more Q&As. And Mac Dina says, can you please stream your FM series, the matches you play off camera? I've tried streaming before, mate, but honestly, I just can't set it up on my Mac. I've tried really hard with OBS, but it just doesn't work. So all the streaming I can do is really basic. It's just the gameplay and me talking, and quite frankly, that's not really good enough, is it? So yeah, I would like to, I really would, but I just can't seem to set streaming up on my Mac. And plus, I don't think I'll be very good at streaming either. I'm a very boring person. And Anderson Ford says, what's the one activity you most since all the quarantine businesses started? I guess what thing have you taken for granted? Without question, mate, the gym. As I mentioned earlier, I really... Oh, wow, Roma in the Champions League final. Let's simulate through that, and then we'll end the episode there. Yeah, I really miss the gym like crazy. Just going to the gym, working out for a couple of hours or whatever. Well, an hour. don't lie. I do miss that a lot. Without question, I really miss going to the gym. And one more whilst we're going through. Chans says, other than make videos, what have you been doing during lockdown to keep yourself busy? Studying for sure. I'm trying to get in as much as possible right now. And as well, I just started watching Breaking Bad. Let me tell you, to those that have been recommending it for years and years and years, I'm so sorry I did not listen. It's really, really, really good. Long way to go, of course, but yeah, the first season's been really good. Oh, wow. Wow. Roma have just won the Champions League. And if you guys remember who won it last season, Atletico Madrid. Last 2 Champions Leagues have been won by 2 of my former clubs. Atletico Madrid and then Roma. What does that tell you about our failure in the Champions League in the series? It's not the teams I've been managing. It's been me. I've been the fraud. And next season we'll be in the Champions League. And based on the current trend, you'd expect Bayer Leverkusen to win it. But Roma win it, and what we'll do is we'll stop the episode there, because otherwise I'll literally ramble on for about 4 more hours. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the episode, guys. Really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy what was a dramatic season finale, then please do drop a like, as likes are, of course, very much appreciated. And really help the channel out as well. Much love to you, have a fantastic day. And I'll tell you what, if you've made it all the way to the end of the episode, firstly, thank you very much. If you've made it all the way to the end, I want you guys to leave me a comment today and say, I'll tell you what, say, my name is Walter, is it Hartwell? My name is Walter Hartwell, right? I think it is. But yeah, comment that. My name, just comment my name is Walter instead of my name is Walter. Comment that, and if you've made it all the way through, I want to see how many of you guys have lasted the entire almost 50 minutes. So have a great day, guys. Much love to you all, and we'll be back in the very next episode with more questions and answers in the special in-depth look at the save, where we'll go through all the stuff behind the scenes. Have a great day, guys. Much love. My name is Walter, and I'll see you guys for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.